All right. So we are live.
Ah, man, I did that. I went, ba
Yeah.
and we weren't live. I was going off
No.
Adam's countdown, and we weren't here. What's up, everybody?
Yeah. How's it going? Um, we are going to let everybody kind of get in here and get settled and stuff like that before we actually get going. But this year, like I said in that video that I posted on social media, I used my brains this year. So I got us live on Facebook and YouTube. So
We're on the tubes.
we're on the tube. So thank
We're
you to
down the
those of you
tubes.
who joined us on YouTube. Um, First time for that. So we'll see if anybody new shows up. So I see some people coming in. We got an Atlanta, we got a New England. I see some names that I see all the time on our social media. So that's awesome. Thank you guys for joining us here live. Happy Halloween to everybody.
Yep.
Um,
Everybody already been trick-or-treating?
yeah, I have. I'm tired.
Man, it was like dead at our house this year. I don't know why, because it rained here on Halloween last year. Plus, we had a football game to go to.
Oh, yeah.
So we weren't even home. But so we thought this year would be pretty big, and we had I don't know, probably about 20 kids that were driven up and dropped off. But man, our neighborhood is usually full of people walking, and we went out, walked around a little bit, nothing. Man, people's lights are off. I figured for a Friday this was going to be big, but
yeah, we did too. It wasn't as busy as we thought.
I guess all the kids in our neighborhood have aged out.
Yeah, probably.
So I took a 24 and a 14 and a 13-year-old trick-or-treating tonight.
Yep, why not, man? Why not?
You know.
All right, let's go ahead and we got people in here, Matt. So, all right, so Matt, the other day I was walking through Home Depot, hardware store for those of you who don't have a Home Depot, and I noticed a sign over off to the side that said cast iron sinks. And I was like, yeah, I know that.
I had to replay it in my head for a minute.
Took you a minute.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Graveyard. Thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Adam.
And my name's Matt.
Now, pull up a tombstone or settle into your casket and get comfortable because this is Graveyard Tales. All right, everybody. So here we are with a live stream. You like the live all right?
Yeah, that's right.
Matt has to hear it live all the time, so that's not new to him. But
that's right. Yeah, I hear it every time.
So what we've thought about doing tonight is we want to get you guys who are watching the live stream involved a lot. So we want to talk about y'all's favorite moments from Graveyard Tales or favorite episodes or anything. I said in a teaser video that we'd talk about the stuff you didn't like, but I was lying. I don't want to talk about that tonight. I don't have that in me tonight. So you can, if any critiques, you can keep emailing them to us. But we want to talk about like our favorite moments and you guys' favorite moments and stuff like that. And as we go, we are going to have our wives hop on because we could not do Graveyard Tales if it wasn't for Ashley and Amanda.
That's absolutely right.
They put up with our BS and our having to take evenings off to do nothing but graveyard tales and stuff like that. So we want to have them on for a few minutes each and let them talk, and you can ask them questions and everything like that. But I'll get Ashley in here in a minute. But Matt, I wanted to say, when we started Graveyard Tales, it was Friday the 13th in October.
Right.
In 2017.
Yeah.
Can you believe that we have been doing Graveyard Tales for that long? I did not think that A, we would be doing it this long, and B, we would have such awesome listeners as we do.
Yeah, none of that. None of that. I didn't really know where it would go. I honestly just thought it would be fun, and we would do it until it was no longer fun.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are 8 years later because it's still fun.
Yeah.
And the reason we have such a good time doing it is because of you guys.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, if it wasn't for you guys listening and commenting and, sharing the show and spreading the love, then it wouldn't be fun for us anymore. So,
Right.
Here we are. We're still at it, man.
I know. I was thinking about it the other day because I was listening to some older episodes, and you sent me a clip from an older episode today, and I told you what I thought to myself is the growth of the show. And I don't mean just you and I getting used to having this weird microphone thing in front of us and talking to a screen, but the growth of the editing and all that over the years has been very noticeable to me, maybe because I do the editing, but there are episodes that I have wanted to redo for years because the sound either doesn't fit what I like.
Re-edit them?
No, I mean like redo them.
Just redo it from the beginning.
Because I think between our editing, our equipment, and the way we do research, I think we could do it better, but we don't have the time to do that. So we're trying to get new stuff out for you guys. So,
I'll tell you one thing is early on, and you guys that have been with us from the beginning, we used to say this. There was little to no editing to the show at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we hit record and took off. I mean, if one of the dogs made a noise, if one of us hit the mic, it was in the show.
Yep.
Because we didn't have the skills to edit that junk.
Right.
Coughs. I mean, all that stuff. We couldn't edit them out.
This comment, we did dress up.
Yep. Look at it. Look at Adam. Look at this.
I got a collared shirt on.
Well, my mic cable's back here, so hang on. All right. And I'm standing on it. Okay. So everybody, if you can guess who I am and guess the movie I'm from, we might send you a sticker or something.
Yeah. You have to contact Matt if you can.
Man, it is. It's obscure.
It's really obscure.
Yeah. The St. John's Shamrocks. Everybody's going to be Googling it. That's no fair. Hey, look, Ashley dressed up for the show.
She did. And you're going to have to try to figure out how to get these headphones over her hat there, but
I see a lot of comments on all the Castle episodes, Bellhurst, the Franklin Castle, all that.
Yeah.
They were some of the favorites. And honestly, I love the Castle ones too. They have some of the craziest history, like the what is it, the oubliette.
No.
Where they
the oubliette.
Oubliette, yeah, they pit you down in a pit and just forget about you.
Yep.
No, Brandon, it's not Mighty Ducks. As a good, and Adam can attest. It was a toss up between this jersey and an OG Mighty Ducks from the movie jersey.
Yeah, Matt, he was trying to get a Mighty Ducks jersey, but he couldn't find one. So, this is Ashley. I'm sure a lot of you who have listened to the show and watched the show for a long time know Ashley. But do any of y'all have any questions for Ashley while we're getting her comments here? What are, like, one of your favorite or a couple of your favorite moments from Graveyard Tales?
Well, you guys actually just did my favorite place, the Biltmore Estate. It only took like 57 years to get it.
Well, we wanted to hold off. We didn't do it originally, and then at one point I just went, you know what? We need to do 326 because it's your favorite number. So that's my fault for holding off on it. But yeah, Ashley is in love with the Biltmore Estates, and I don't know, Matt. Did you say you had been there?
I have been to the Biltmore, but I have not been on the tour. I've been by it, seen the outside, and that was about it. We didn't stay very long. So it was just kind of a pass-through thing to say we had been there. But that was about it. I've always wanted to go at Christmas and do the big tour. My sister lives in East Tennessee, so she's been many times. And so she's been telling me, you need to go. You need to check it out. It's a lot of fun. It's gorgeous. And I've watched the videos of them putting up that ginormous tree. So I've thought, God, I love Christmas decorations. So I would probably go bananas. And if there was ghosts at Christmas up there, I'd be in hog heaven. So
yeah, that's Ashley's thing. She loves Christmas and loves the Christmas decorations. So I know she wants to go to Biltmore around Christmas.
yeah, I gotta say, Marissa in the chat, she got it. Ross the Boss Ray is who I am, and it is from the movie Goon. If anybody's ever seen Goon, it's based on a true story about a hockey player named Doug Klatt, who was on a minor league hockey team just because he could fight. And Ross the Boss was the retiring goon from the other team, just the dude that was meant to go out there and be the enforcer.
Yeah, I just listened to a podcast about an enforcer in hockey that was basically there for that exact same reason. So
oh yeah,
I thought it was interesting when you told me what you were going to do. But I've never told this story. I don't even think I've told this to you, Matt. But I'm going to set Ashley up for something, because when I asked her to be on and talk about some of her favorite stuff, she said episode 1 for a particular reason. And that is the term lady friend. So do you want to tell it, or you?
I don't know. It is one of my favorite moments. You tried to keep me a secret.
Yeah. Well, and I tried to do it to keep her off the internet. Like at the time, I didn't know she wanted me mentioning her name to the world. So at some point on there, I said, yeah, my lady friend was over. And then she heard that, and she's given me hell for the entire time we've been together.
Lady friend.
And I almost wrote our wedding vows as I do take my lady friend.
That's right. That would have been great.
It would have definitely been funny. But I know early on, I was still living in Tennessee, and you were here. So I know you you said you listened to some of those more to hear my voice since I wasn't around all the time. And I noticed, Matt, now that we're married and we live together, she's like, I don't need to hear your voice. I hear it all the time.
Yeah.
That's true. I
Yeah.
probably listened to that first episode like 400 times.
Yeah. So half of the downloads we've got are because of her. So
I have not been to
yeah,
the
I
Thomas
almost
house.
slept in the doghouse. Almost.
Well, I've not been back up to the Thomas house in a while. I've been back several times since we did that show and went up there to do the tour, and actually been able to have multiple one-on-one conversations with David, the owner. And it's it's as active as it ever was.
We need to get him on sometime.
Yeah. Understand David's health is not in the best right now, and he's doing the best that he can up there. And so I wish him well. He's a great guy, and just to sit down with me and tell some of the stories. I remember he told me one a couple of years ago about him being in the hospital, and there was a haunted weekend scheduled. And so they went forward with everything. Those guys run the show. David pretty much just lets them have it. But one of the psychics there that had not been there, I think she had not been there before, or maybe only been there a couple of times, said that one of the spirits, the spirit of Mr. Cloyd, just kept asking, how is David? Where is David? Just over and over and over, because he wasn't there, and he was in the hospital. So, it's fascinating. And, when we were up there together, Adam, that place was packed.
Yep.
We had all these amateur ghost hunters up there, and the guys from Tennessee Wraith Chasers were there. You ought to sit in that place when it's just you and one other person.
Oh, I can imagine.
And I'm telling you, every creak, every pop, you're like, what was that? What was that?
Yep.
Yep. It's pretty crazy.
Well, I know this is definitely one that Ashley knows about and listened to because it was early enough on, but Bigfoot. When we did Bigfoot, that was one of my favorite episodes. And I mean, it still is, even though I look back at it and I'm like, we could have done the editing better. The audio could be better. But I mean, Ashley can attest to the fact that I am actually obsessed with Bigfoot and got him everywhere and trying to look for him every time we go out into the woods. I'm like, I wonder if Bigfoot's going to be here.
Yeah, it's always been one of my biggest fascinations is could it be real? Is it possible on any scope? Is it a some type of primate that we have not discovered in all this time? Is it more of a interdimensional being, or like Adam's theory is that they're the pets for these aliens and they drop them off here,
I do like that one. My favorite though has been there a relic population of hominids from, like Neanderthals and stuff like that are still living. But well,
or is it like Michael says, you are Bigfoot?
Yeah, see, maybe that's why I like it so much, is I feel a kinship with Bigfoot, and I'm like, hey, that's like my uncle over there, Uncle Biggie.
Yeah. Well, I've got a size 14 shoe, so Bigfoot and I have a lot in common.
That's true. the body hair too, just not up here. But
You're right. Yeah. No, nothing here. You know, it's all from here down.
yeah, and you should see him when he takes his shirt off. It's wild, but we won't do that to y'all.
And I'll bring these out.
Oh, he's stripping.
Oh gosh.
Matt, when we're talking about you taking your clothes off and then you stand up and say, "I'll bring these out," let's
That's
not
right.
do that.
That's right.
You,
That's
you
right.
just scared everybody.
All right.
Oh yeah.
So early on, we had a wonderful listener paint these for us, and of course, being an old deadhead, you know, she did this for
Yeah.
me. But you can see,
Yep.
she said, "What size shoe does Matt wear?" And she's like, "I had a special order of 14."
Yep.
You know,
Well,
but
and I remember
I have
she
not
asked-
worn these. I will not wear these, but
Yeah.
they're pretty amazing.
She actually asked when I told her. She asked if I was serious. So yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm serious. Mine are
Yeah.
mine are in my closet. I wore them one time to a live event with
Yeah.
Astonishing Legends in Tennessee, and I was afraid I was going to mess them up the whole time. So I'd break them out for special occasions. But I know you've got some
Look,
stuff.
I have one more thing.
All right.
One of my favorite things ever that keeps happening on the show is when people see you two for the first time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It is mind blowing how people get you two flipped all of the time,
Mm-hmm.
or they just have like these totally crazy visions of what you two look like.
Yep. Well, you know, when you listen to a podcast, you hear the voice and then you develop what you think that person looks like. And yeah, so many times if I put a video on social media or somebody jumps over to our YouTube, they're like, "Holy crap, that's what y'all look like?" And usually they think, like Ashley said, that I'm you and you're me.
Yeah,
And
we get a lot of that.
they'll see the picture, but then also not hear us talking with it. And the other thing I have seen is Adam's a lot younger than I thought he was by his voice.
Yeah,
So-
right.
People, I
Right,
guess,
yeah.
think I'm some bedraggled 60-year-old that lived many lifetimes, but
It's the podcast voice.
that's the, yeah. Ashley says I have a podcast voice. I don't.
Yeah. I have a
don't notice.
podcast face. You know.
Yeah.
So- but that what you know, I remember when people first actually figured out whose face went with the voice.
Mhm.
Yeah, it blew people's minds.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
But I told Adam earlier this week, and honestly, this has never happened to me. I think it's happened to you a few times, Adam, but
See?
I was working and I went in to see a patient, and one of the family members was like, "I got a crazy question. Do you do a podcast?" And I said, "Yeah." And she was like, "Graveyard Tales." You know, I was like, I have not been recognized by face or voice in public ever. So this was the first time,
yeah,
know,
that's
to-
cool.
totally out of context. So that it was ridiculously cool.
Yeah.
So,
It,
you know,
it's funny
I was
how
amazed.
that can make your day. You know,
oh
we're,
yeah.
we're a long way from any fame. you know,
Right.
so it's not like that's going to happen. I don't have to wear sunglasses and a mask when I go out in public, but I don't even, I would never imagine anybody would recognize or even be in the same city that I'm in.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it is a kind of cool feeling when that happens.
Well, I saw Brandon in here in the chat. You know, he's right here in town with me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, you know, the same place. Which brings up Brandon. You know, in chat, I wanted to know. I found out about a place. I shared it with Adam today. I found out about a place today that is literally minutes from my house, and I was so close to it, I drove by it. It's called, I think, the Maria Mansion, and it's right here in Gallatin, and they were on a little kind of daytime, the local Today Show kind of show that's been running here forever, and they did a spot. I'd never heard of it. My mom sent it to me. She's like, "Have you ever been to this place?" I say, "I've never heard of this place." And when she sent it to me, I was literally 3 blocks from there. And so I just drove over there.
Yeah.
And I was looking at it and I was like, there it is. I was in front of that place like 2 days ago and didn't even realize it. And because I was going over there to see somebody that lived right around the corner.
Just to jump in, Marissa, just send it to us, and we'll get, if we have to do a little editing to cut it down for time, we will. But just go ahead and email it to us. Put Listener Stories 2025 on the subject, and we'll get it in.
But I'm gonna be looking into Maria Mansion because they had a story of a doll that would like fly across the room. And I know how much Adam loves stories about haunted dolls. So I gotta look into that more.
This one here has been trying to get my stepmom to loan her that damn doll.
Oh, she will.
Yeah.
I just have to find the right time.
And because I told the story growing up, my dad put it on the end of my bed when I was late coming home one night.
Yeah.
And I walked in there and screamed because this stupid doll was sitting there. And so none of us kids like that doll. Even their dogs don't like that doll. And my stepmom, she loves that doll, and she loves to screw with me about it. So,
well, and Adam is owed big time.
Hey, listen,
from the
pheasant.
The pheasant. Yeah, did I tell you about that pheasant?
I don't think so.
Okay, I got a stuffed pheasant from my dad. Didn't tell her about it. And so I come in from being over at Dad's, and as I'm walking through the garage, I set it on her car hood. And I didn't say anything. I just went in, went about my business. And a little later, she walks out to the garage, and I hear her scream, and then she comes in cussing me. And I've laughed about it ever since. So, no,
so
Karen,
funny.
no dolls. No dolls.
I got home this afternoon around 4:00 or so, and I walk in, and Madison is on a ladder getting, I think, the candy, the big candy bowls for the Halloween candy. I didn't realize it. I walk in there, and she scares the absolute crap out of me so bad I like wrenched my back. I jumped so hard I'm like holding my back. And Amanda said, "You're officially an old man. You're too old to be scared anymore." And I was like, it's like, it'll be fine. But I was like, she got me good. And what was funny is she was down there already. She said she got the notification from the security camera that I had just pulled in the driveway. So then she was like, "I'm going to get him."
Oh, yeah.
And she's gotten me really good before. And I guess I probably deserve it because when she was probably about, I don't know, maybe 11 or 12, we were coming home from dinner and we had met right after work. And so we were in 2 cars. I got home first, came in the house, went into her room and got in her bed and covered up. So I'm under the covers and I wait until she comes in there and is putting her stuff down, and I jump out of those covers. And I mean, I'm surprised that she didn't grab a bat and hit me with it. She was so scared.
I'm surprised you're alive.
Yeah.
So
And we got her, Amanda and I got her one year. We bought one of those rubber heads that was the clown that has the hands up here like this. And
Oh, yeah.
you put it on the window on the outside. So in the dark, if you look at the window, it looks like there's one of them creepy clowns looking in the window like this.
Mhm.
Okay. And we stuck it right over the
Damn, that's
kitchen
Henry.
sink. And yeah, it got her good. And I think we've got that one on video.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. So get back to talking about episodes here. You remember the Smurl haunting?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that one of the reasons I like this is because we released it many years ago, and they just now released a movie about the Smurl hauntings.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a little self-aggrandizing and stuff like that, but I like how early on we did it compared to when it's catching on to the zeitgeist, So
I mean, it was really famous at the
Furby
time.
started out haunted. They're not yet. They have been haunted the whole time.
But I guess what okay, so yeah, the Conjuring Last Rites is the one that's out now or was released this year.
Yeah.
That is about or loosely based on the Smurl haunting.
Yeah, it's not like a documentary of it, but it's based
Oh
on
no,
a true
no,
story.
but it was one of those cases that kind of vaulted Ed and Lorraine Warren into the I don't know if they were household names, but in the world of paranormal, they certainly were.
Mm-hmm.
But that just put them front and center.
Yep.
So, I mean, because it had television coverage. I mean, there were times where the press was outside, just camped out on the outside of their house.
Yeah.
I mean, when's the last time you heard of anything like that based on a ghost story?
Right. I know. Not
that
recently.
the news is covering it.
Yeah.
I mean,
it does not make me wonder because again, they're haunted, and if I could ban them from every building, I would ban them from every building.
Furbies.
When's the last time you heard about Furbies, though? I mean,
it seems like they made a little bit of a comeback or tried to. Now it's Labubu's. I'm telling you, if Labubu's made that noise and would talk to you, which I'm amazed they don't. I mean,
don't give them any ideas.
With damn AI, it could have a full-on conversation with you.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, they're creepy looking enough as it is.
I'm telling you.
But imagine, think about it. If they made Furbies today, what they could do, it'd be terrifying.
Oh, it would be. It would be. So, I don't know. Did anybody in the chat have a question they want to ask Ashley before she pops off here? She's got to go do some stuff. So, if you have any questions about how does she put up with my ass or anything like that, feel free to ask.
Or put up with any other body part he's got.
Yeah, I mean, any body part I've got. That I mean, some of them we won't talk about, but you know what I mean. There we go.
Oh, yeah, all of the bones.
Which stuff? Oh, the background behind you?
Yeah.
No. This is only really a small taste of Adam's collection, honestly. We've got many cabinets that he's
true.
brought into the house.
Yeah.
Our front yard's full of bones too, currently.
Yeah, it is right now. Yeah.
Did you finally just unearth all those people you've been kidnapping and skinning alive or something?
There's been so much rain they just washed up. But does she open the show? Yes, if you get Patreon, if you have signed up and got anything from Patreon, it's this one. She does the Patreon, and she built our website for us.
Yeah.
So
I give you some of them jokes.
yeah, that's true. That's true. She will be laying in bed before we go to sleep, and she starts reading me off jokes, and she gets mad when I know the punchline. But
You know, this is, you think about how many jokes he's done on the show at this point. I mean, you'd think he'd run out.
Dude, it's
But he
rough.
doesn't. He's always
It's
got
rough
them.
trying to get there. What our friends think of podcast? My friends just try not to even talk about it. They don't act like I do anything. But here's a good one.
You know what's so funny is when I meet somebody new and they're like, what does your husband do? And I'm like, oh, he has a podcast. I would say 9 out of 10 people say, is it Joe Rogan? I'm not kidding. And I'm like, no, I don't think I'd be here with you if that was the case.
No.
That's
But,
exactly right. Yeah.
No.
I always tell them, and everybody is either like, oh, that stuff is gross and I want no part of it, or what's the name? I want to check it out.
Yeah. Yeah. It is funny though that like when I tell people what I do, I usually say audio video editing, stuff like
Yeah.
that, when I don't want to get into the whole thing. I'm like, I do audio video editing, and I get to work from home and all that. But then if I want to talk about it, I'll say it. But she tells more people than I do, to be honest with you.
It's not something that that you hear even now, when it seems like there's just so many podcasts out there. It's like everybody and their brother has a podcast.
Yep.
But you don't just randomly meet people that they say, I have a podcast, especially if they're talking about their job. But it is kind of cool when you tell people what it is, because they immediately they want to know what it's about. And Adam's right. They either go, no way, or do you believe in all that stuff?
Yep.
It's all, you think all that stuff? What do you think about Bigfoot? Do y'all talk about Bigfoot on there?
Mhm.
Yeah, we have. We've talked about Bigfoot. Or they want to tell you about some place that's haunted.
Yeah. I get that a lot.
And what's
that a
so
lot.
funny is they want to tell you about probably the most well-known haunted place ever. It's like,
Yeah.
you ever heard of Waverly Hills?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, never
Yeah.
have. Sorry.
Yeah. Like, Waverly Hills has been on every haunted show ever made.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we've heard of it. We've heard of it.
Yeah.
Haven't been, but yeah, we've heard of it.
So to answer this question real quick, no, not intentionally. I do have one coin that I've had for many years that a friend of ours who is a medium told me it was cursed, and I wondered why I felt like crap every time I picked it up. I mean, I remember when it was given to me, I just dropped it in my pocket because it's a hobo coin. So they've carved a skull around the face of the president. And I got to feeling like crap, like literally, and couldn't figure out what it was. I took it out of my pocket just for some other reason and started feeling better. So that made me.
You were at work, weren't
I
you?
was.
Yeah.
I was at work. And then so we got with a medium friend of ours, and he goes, dude, you need to get rid of that.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, don't leave that out. Randy said, get rid of it.
Yeah, he told me
Throw
to
it
get rid of
in
it.
the lake.
He told me to either throw it in the lake or bury it in my backyard.
Yeah.
And I started to do that, and then I was like, I don't want anybody else to have this. So it's just sitting in salt back behind us here.
Yeah. Still, to this day. He's had it for like 7 years.
Yeah, something.
He sent me a picture of it the day he got it. And I was like, dude, that's cool, but that's creepy as hell, But yeah, when he started saying he was feeling bad, I was like, dude, you need to get rid of that, like now. It's like I'm gonna ask Randy about
Yeah, I don't I don't take direction too well.
it.
You can ask Ashley. I don't listen to stuff that's for my own good. So yeah, yep, yep. That's been a while. So and then
Eric says we should do a show on that coin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
but
He'd
I'll
have
just-
to get it out of the salt,
right,
which
I'd-
I
I'd-
think would be a bad idea.
and I'd have to give it to Matt and let him deal with it and have it for a while and then he could talk about his since he does the personal experiences he'd have to have one. So the somebody wants to see
Have you got yours?
I've got one of them. I've got several of them.
Yeah.
But this is the one
That-
that
yeah.
sits on my recording desk. So it's a big old hunk. I got several other little ones out and about around the house, and one that I wear.
Yeah.
But that's the one that sits on my desk.
Mine has sat on my nightstand pretty much since I got it.
Yeah.
And I've talked about this before. I wasn't 100% sure, but I got a feeling that I was seeing shadow people in the house. It's the house I live in now. And I mean, I don't like saying things that scare people, and I didn't want to scare Amanda, but I could see them. And when I got that tourmaline and I held on to it for about 2 weeks, and then I
Check
put it
out
on my nightstand.
Mending Moon
stopped.
Apothecary on Instagram. She's a listener and has got us a bunch of tourmaline. So
Mhm.
Mending Moon Apothecary. Sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
No, that was it. Everything stopped. All of it stopped and has not returned. And mine is not smooth like Adam's. I've got one that's the more jagged. It almost looks like crystals all stuck together, but it's the biggest chunk that I've found.
Yeah.
And it stays right there on the bedside. I've got smaller pieces too that I'll travel with, or I've got some in the cars and things like that.
All of my other ones are that very shard looking
Mm-hmm.
black tourmaline, and Ashley's got earrings made out of it.
I know. I'm not wearing them right now, but I almost always have them in.
So
Eric,
never can
Eric,
be too careful.
Eric asked a question here. He says, would one of those rocks help with nightmares? Now, I don't know, but one of the stories I always tell when we talk about this is that there was a published story about a guy that was having night terrors for a while, and this is what was recommended to him. And he got it, and the night terrors finally stopped, keeping it on his bedside table. Turns out he had to have some work done on his HVAC unit, on his air heating and air unit, and he had some unshielded wires that had gotten exposed, and they ran under the house right under his bed. So he was essentially sleeping in this big, electromagnetic field, and it was causing him to have these nightmares. And the tourmaline was absorbing a lot of that energy, and they went away. So there was a legitimate reason for him to be having those nightmares, and why the tourmaline fixed it. But the tourmaline fixed it.
Yeah.
He eventually had that repaired, but that stone does absorb energy. And of course, and what we talk about, it absorbs negative energy. So it's certainly not going to hurt. I mean, this is not expensive stuff, so when you get it, you keep it on your person for about 2 weeks, it binds with your energy, and then you can set it right there on your bedside table. And I'd be interested to know if it helps, Eric.
Yeah, if you try it, let us know. Again, Mending Moon Apothecary on Instagram. Check her out and tell her you listen to the show. But, babe, thank you for coming on. I'll let you get back to what you got to do. But we do appreciate it, and I know our listeners appreciate it because they had more questions for you than they did for me and Matt when we started out. So
Well, I'm far more interesting.
that's true. That's true. That's why you're not on all the time. You'd show me up. So
Whatever.
but thank you.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Yep. Thanks
Bye.
for joining.
Heather, I would say it seems like I remember reading that story. I'm not 100% if it was yours. But yeah, send it again. And we'll definitely read it on the listener stories. Just when you send it to us, just make sure you put listener stories in the subject. So that'll tag it so we'll know what it is. And yeah, we'll definitely read it.
And yep, I will put that Beatty Mansion on our list to look into at some point. So, Matt, before we go on any further, or before you have Amanda come on or anything like that, what is one of your favorite moments from the history of Graveyard Tales?
Favorite moments or just
Yeah, moment, topic, whatever.
Probably one of my favorite episodes is time travel, and it goes way back to the early days. But the idea of time travel is just it really speaks to me, and this is why, is because I kind of feel like we understand how we could do it. We just can't do it.
Right.
That the theory of relativity and everything explains it enough that, astrophysicists and whatnot have planned out, well, if we could ever get to a point where a human being could travel at the speed of light, then we could totally time travel.
Yep.
We have not figured that out yet, and
Right.
probably will not in my lifetime. But I think it's amazing that it's one of those topics that it's like, this could be real. So I always wonder, what if way off in another timeline, they are way advanced than we are, and they figured it out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we get visitors from other timelines because they were, a billion years ahead of us, and they've got it all sorted out, and they come back through and, kind of, you meet somebody that just seems like, man, you just don't seem like you belong here.
Yep.
Your level of thinking seems way beyond what the average person would be able to understand.
I thought this comment said Suge Knight. Not. I saw that. I was like, Suge Knight is good for. Sorry.
He's cleaned some negative energy. he got him arrested.
Yep. And Brandon, I use this saying all the time, and I'll repost stuff on social media, and I'll go, I can do that. I just don't want to.
Yeah, that's right. Not in the mood.
Yeah. But
yeah, time travel is probably one of my favorite episodes. Along with the Fae, and I think that's one that you and I share. As far as our favorite.
For sure.
And I love discussing the Fae because it encompasses so many things that you might have heard about or read about. You might have, picked up, if you like fantasy novels, you've encountered something like kelpies or all that, and they all fall under the Fae umbrella.
Yeah. Yep. And it kind of what you were talking about, time travel.
Mm-hmm.
It possibly could tie in. One of my favorites is and always will be Missing 411. And
Oh yeah.
so I wonder sometimes, do they coincide? Like, are these people stepping into a wormhole or something and moving to another time and then coming back? I don't know.
Yeah, it is really strange, and I think you can jump and tie in remote viewing along with that, and that's another one of my favorite topics. I love reading the stories from, wow, man, what is that guy's name? McMonigal.
Yep. McMonagall.
Joe McMonigal. Yeah, it's
Yep.
probably the most well-known remote viewer. Let's see. Somebody just posted past lives. Raymond says
Yep.
he loved past lives. Yeah, that reincarnation episode was really cool.
Yeah. Yep. That was.
I mean, there's some really interesting stories with, especially when it comes to these kids that seem to have knowledge of eras that they weren't alive.
Mm-hmm.
And
For sure.
and wouldn't have learned about in school because maybe they're younger than school age.
Yep.
So it's like, how would they know this?
I know. So it seems like from the comments I'm seeing, Matt, we need to do another Fae episode.
We absolutely could, because I mean we covered a lot in that show, but we just really started to scratch the surface. I mean,
Yep.
there's so much more about the Fae we could discuss. I think it's a great idea.
There's a comment for you, Matt.
So Dimitri says his daughter told him about her past life, and it was mind blowing. I can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm curious, Dimitri. How detailed was it? Was it? I mean, if it was mind blowing, I'm thinking it's got to have some details that you could at least, in some fashion, verify that they were historical or, geographical. Oh, I'm sorry. So I have one of my good friends is Demetrius. And so I guess I just assumed, and I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry, Dimitri. So Dimitri, but yeah, I'm curious.
If you want to send that to us and let us use it on a listener stories episode, we'd love to talk about that, because that
absolutely
that fits right in with right in with what we do on listener stories.
Yeah.
But Matt, do you want to see if Amanda has time to come on?
Yeah, let me see. We had guests tonight that we weren't expecting, and they were old friends that we haven't had a chance to sit down and talk to in a really long time. So she was in there talking with them, and I about ran out of time to get up here and get going. So
yeah, if she can, cool. If not, no worries. Just figure give her an option to.
I just shot her a text.
One of the episodes we've done that sticks in my mind all the time is cattle mutilations.
Yeah.
And I can remember this one I want to talk about, and there's one other one I want to mention, but because of comments we got after the thing. When I posted about this cattle mutilations, I said the whatever, this is a really cool topic, da 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 da. And I got verbally lambasted for saying it was cool. And I had to explain, I don't mean the cows getting mutilated was cool.
Yeah.
The everything around it, the weirdness about it, the everything is cool to me because it's so unknown
Right.
and
Right.
everything. So I had to address that. It's been a while, but I figured if anybody's listening to it again or anything like that, I would go ahead and address it. But the other one that I love, and it's for the same reason as Bigfoot, is the Beast of Bray Road.
Yeah.
When we did the Dogmen, and I know there are a lot of listeners from up there, but I think to me the Beast of Bray Road, and I think we said this in the episode, everybody tries to put it as a werewolf,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think it's a werewolf. It's not a
Not in the
man.
traditional sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's not a man who turns into a wolf
Right.
and then goes and pillages and then turns back into a man. I really think that the Dogmen, the Beast of Bray Road, could potentially be one of the few ideas I have on it is, one, it is a different species than we don't know about. You know, we just don't have enough evidence on them, and this is a different species. Or it's some type of alien being. We always wonder,
Yeah.
why don't we see aliens, and we're expecting them to look like us or look like the aliens from The Simpsons. But I think sometimes, what if it could be an alien species that is visiting, and that's what is normal on their planet, but not here?
Yeah.
So I don't know. The upright bipedal hominids is amazing to me.
Yeah, and I think Brandon in here said it's a skinwalker. It absolutely could be. But I'm with Adam. I'm not sure that it's anything based on the stories and the book. I don't know that it's anything that transitions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anything that goes from, one thing into another, which a skinwalker potentially would. So, I think with a skinwalker, you're looking at more of a traditional werewolf, where it's actually a human. It transforms into a beast and back. It really seems like whatever the Beast of Bray Road is or was, is like that all the time.
Yeah.
And it could be a skinwalker that just never turns back.
Yeah.
But that seems kind of out of sorts, because that's probably one of the most common things about skinwalkers is that ability to shift into, an animal form.
Matt, have you ever heard of this? And I want you to pronounce it.
The Googway,
Is that what it is? All right.
I think.
Well, that sounds better than what I was going to say.
Yeah.
So Ashley chimed in now that she's watching us. Trans-Allegheny and the Reed House.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, the Reed House. Yeah.
Yep. And Reed House, that's the one in Tennessee, right?
It's in Chattanooga.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Ashley and I stayed there.
Yep.
And I remember there was one night we were in there, our room, the window looked out and across the way was the other part of the building. Like they were working on that. It was before they had updated it. And Ashley was standing at the window looking out, and she goes, I think there's somebody over there. And so I walk over there, and I see the same shadow cross across the window area, and we're like, but we were just told there's nobody over there. So I think we probably saw a shadow of a ghost or something over there crossing in front of the window.
Yeah.
And that, I remember that one though, because I was sick as a dog when we went there.
Yeah.
I was still living in Tennessee, and she came up. We were going to go to Chattanooga for the weekend, and I was sick, but I toughed it out. But you can tell any picture from that trip, I looked like crap.
My daughter, Sarah Beth, she stayed at the Reed house, and they went on the tour, and it was like a late night tour. And there was somebody in their group, because she messaged me in the middle of the night to tell me about it. They took a picture of like
Thank you, Eric.
a corner, and when she looked at her phone to look at the picture, there was a child in this picture that was not standing there.
Yeah.
She's like, there were no kids with us, but you could see it. She showed it to everybody in the group. I mean, and I could tell, look, this really spooked SB. I mean, she really was like, you won't believe this, Dad. I was like, yeah, I get it. They're like, the place pretty haunted. And here's the funny thing. My dad and I had gone down there to help her with something in Chattanooga. And we weren't sure if we were going to have to stay the night, but we kind of thought, but we had not made a reservation. It was the middle of the week, so I wasn't sweating it. And where we were right there. I said, Dad, there's the Reed house. I said, we can stay here. I said, they got openings. And he's like, all right. And I said, it's supposed to be haunted. He's like, we're not staying there.
Yep.
I said, oh yeah. And I kind of laughed, and he was like, well, I'm not staying there.
He's like, no, I'm serious.
We actually stayed across the street.
That's funny.
I was excited. He was like, no way.
Right. Man, we got to get back up there, because they've redone it now since we were there last time. And apparently as it always does, the remodeling kind of spurs the activity a little bit. I've seen a couple comments, Matt, that people have really liked our true crime haunting episodes.
Oh yeah.
And I know from me and Matt, we love doing those episodes. It's kind of a cool left turn for us, but it stays in our lane, if that makes sense. It changes up what we do. And to me, I think it's really cool, because you get the almost an immediate reaction to why something's haunted. Like, here's the bad that happened, and now here's the hauntings from it. And I like it. It's fun. So we're probably gonna have to do a few more of those. If a lot of y'all like those.
And Paul made a comment about Octagon Hall.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's another really cool place. It's not too far from me. But the cool thing about that particular episode is, we've talked about this before. We're kind of in a time warp, because what we recorded like this week, you won't hear for like another month.
Yeah. Close.
Cause we're ahead by several weeks, to make sure that, Adam has time to get it edited and everything and set to post. So we stay ahead a little bit. And when we did Octagon Hall, we had discussed it, and that was about it. The episode was coming up, and so we had already started researching it, but I didn't routinely talk to anybody at home about what I was researching unless they asked.
Mm-hmm.
And that day, the day that we were recording, my youngest, Piper, had gone with our next door neighbor and her daughter. You know, they were buddies, and they had gone up to do something in Kentucky, not to visit Octagon Hall,
Right.
but they had pulled off the interstate to take a break and went to Octagon Hall. And so I'm preparing to record this episode with Adam later that night, and we start getting pictures from the neighbor of the girls hanging out in front of, and I'm looking at it going, are they at Octagon Hall?
Yeah.
And so and because I recognized the pictures, and they were, sure enough, they had gone to Octagon Hall, having no idea that that's what I had been researching and was about to record that night. They
Dude.
made a visit there, and it wasn't planned. It was off the cuff that they just stopped. And I was like,
that's one of those graveyard tale synchronicities that we
Yeah.
run into all the time.
it's absolutely bizarre how this stuff will happen.
Yeah, and I remember very early on, we got into a conversation with Lauren Coleman on Twitter at the time about synchronicities, because he was looking into that stuff, and it was pretty wild. But I told you about this, Matt, and I know we'll be drawing to an end here soon. So I wanted to make sure I talked about this. I texted you about this, but yesterday I was reminded on Facebook Memories, 13 years ago at 5 a.m. when I was driving to work in Nashville, there was a blue light that shot across the sky over Briley, and I forgot about it, but the Facebook thing reminded me. Several of my coworkers saw it because we were all going to work about the same time, and I posted about it on Facebook, and I made the joke because 13 years ago it was 2012, so it was supposed to be the Mayan end of the world.
Right.
And so I said, is that the Mayans flying by early to check if we're ready on the apocalypse? I posted that on Facebook. I am friends with, on Facebook still, a guy named Doogie Vance, who was a radio DJ in Nashville.
Yeah.
And I forgot
I remember Doogie, yeah.
1029 or something, I think. Well, Doogie commented on there, and he said, man, based on the calls that we have been getting this morning, that's one of the more plausible explanations.
Yeah.
But apparently a bunch of us saw this blue light streak across the sky going over Briley Parkway in Nashville. So my question is, anybody that's listening currently, did any of y'all see that, remember that? And I never got an explanation for what it was, but it seems like it would be too long ago to be like a Starlink satellite going up or something like that. But I forgot all about. I can't believe I forgot about it, because I always say I've never had a UFO experience. Well,
yeah,
that's unidentified. We don't know what it was. It was flying, and it had to have been an object. So I technically have had a UFO experience, but I don't know. I never did figure out what it was.
I just Googled it to see if, and it doesn't come up with anything that would be from 2012. But that may just be a limit of trying to dig up a story from, a local news story from 13 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is pretty crazy. And I've never had a UFO experience either, but I tell it, Amanda and my dad both saw something sitting out watching Brooks play baseball. I mean, it was daylight still.
This is about your Octagon Hall, Matt.
said a freaky coincidence, yeah, or some weird fate. You're right. I mean, it is kind of weird. And I've done a lot of reading over the last year about how you speak and things you put out into the universe and the universe responds. It's really interesting. Um, a lot of people talk about, look, if you're negative, if you speak negative, like if you are convinced, look, today's going to be a crappy day, I just know it, it's going to be a terrible day, the universe is going to reflect that back to you.
Yep,
You're going to
it's gonna
have a
say,
crappy
okay,
day,
well, then have a crappy day then.
and that you can flip the script on that if you can, be positive and put positivity out in the universe. It's what you'll get back.
Yep.
So I often wonder, when with Adam and I doing research about these topics, we're putting this out so much. We're thinking about it, we're talking about it, we're reading about it. Are we pushing it out into the universe, and the universe starts answering with like, oh, hey, you're interested in this topic. Here, check this out.
Yep.
Just subtly. I mean, when we did the episode on the Kraken,
Mm-hmm.
Adam messages me and goes, "You won't believe this, but there is a Kraken episode of some show
Yeah.
that just randomly came up on his TV." And he's like,
Mhm.
"What are the chances that
Yep.
the week we're doing this show is airing?"
Yeah. Yep. I know. It's weird, the weird synchronicities. Brandon and I have tried that millionaire thing too.
I try it every day.
I hear when I do that, I just hear this ethereal laugh from nowhere. It's just something is laughing at me.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brandon. If you want to do it, the next 7 days are the days to do it. Because we hadn't, we realized it's Halloween. We haven't really talked about it being Halloween, but it's Samhain right now,
Mhm.
and it's not necessarily just a day. I mean, it is it's a small little season. It's a portal, and I think you've got until about November 8th.
Not
that
sometimes, they're always listening.
Yes, that's right. But it's it's thin right now.
Right.
The veil is thin, and so I say that facetiously about telling it you want to be a billionaire, but cautionary. Be mindful of what you put out.
Yep. Yep.
Into the world during this time, because you may get it back tenfold, and not even realize it. So,
Yep. That's very true.
being a little bit more mindful as we go through this transition. That's good advice. It's a good PSA.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. So Matt, kind of as we come to a close here, one of the things I wanted to ask you about at episode 11, that was many years ago.
Yeah.
We did an episode on spontaneous human combustion.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay. So why don't we hear about it nowadays? Did it just go away? Did it just stop? But I remember as a kid being fascinated with spontaneous human combustion, and I was actually worried about it because, Matt, I'm kind of a hypochondriac.
Yeah.
So when I read about this,
it's not one of the things people typically worry about.
I'm like, am I getting hot? Like, does it feel hot in here
Yeah.
to you? And I remember there was books about it. There were unsolved mysteries shows about it. And then all of a sudden people just quit talking about it. Why?
Yeah. I don't know. But I've not thought about it, but that is really odd, because it's not just that. There's a lot of things that you we
Yeah,
can go
damn
back and
quicksand, too.
research. Yeah, I mean, we can look at it, we can see stories about it and everything, but there's not a modern story. I think that's why I get so excited um, when we find recent sightings or personal experiences about a topic that we're doing, like the one we did earlier this week. Um, there were sightings within the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Which and so it kind of it does add a little bit of validity to it because you're like, well, this isn't just something that happened 100 years ago.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, you got writings and so forth that date back to the golden age of pirates, and even further back to the Mayans, and now we're talking about people having experiences in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So I mean, so to see that, especially with like something like spontaneous combustion, yeah, why doesn't it happen anymore?
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. There's got to be something that in the environment or something that was happening to people at the time that caused it that doesn't happen now.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing people, comment like this, worried about quicksand. That
Yes.
that was another thing. Every time you went anywhere, you were worried about quicksand showing up and you dying from quicksand. And I actually did have a quicksand experience like 2 years ago at the
Yeah.
beach.
Yeah, that's right.
We were walking on the beach in Florida, and I'm walking along, and I step down, and all of a sudden I'm up to my knee in the sand, which looked like solid sand.
Uh-huh.
Right? I've got a picture because Ashley and Michael stopped to laugh at me, and which I would have it no other way. But they stopped and laughed and got a picture of me going, what's
Like,
going on? And
it's like, come on, Gilligan.
yeah,
Let's go.
quicksand was everywhere, and like spontaneous human combustion was, and it wasn't till I was around 40 years old that I finally had an experience with quicksand, and it was in Florida, of all places.
It did, the TV and everything did make you think that was going to be a bigger problem in your
Yeah.
life.
Yep.
When you grew up, like,
Yeah.
oh man. And Elizabeth says the stop, drop, and roll thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I thought, man, I better get good at this because apparently people just catch on fire randomly.
Spontaneous
gotta
human
roll.
combustion,
That's right.
they did.
Stop, drop, and roll.
If the SHC victims had known about stop, drop, and roll, maybe there wouldn't be. See, that's what it was. That's what it was. That we had so many human combustion episodes that they started the stop, drop, and roll thing, and then because we know about that, now we don't burst into flames anymore. Maybe.
I love Tay's comment about spontaneous human combustion. She's starting to worried about it now, especially. Yeah, it's like you turn into a human heater. It's like I'll tell you this. I come home and I mess with thermostat because it feels like I'm being boiled alive.
Mm-hmm.
And so I turn it on, and then Amanda comes home behind me, and she's like, "Why is it so freaking cold in this house? Oh my god!"
Yep.
And I'm over here like I'm wearing like shorts and
Yep.
a t-shirt, going, "Oh my god!"
That happens with me and Ashley too. I'm either sweating, and she's cold, or I have snuck upstairs and turned it down, and then she's like throwing on a hoodie and socks and blanket and all that. I don't know. I run hot though. I sweat up here. If you guys watching any of the videos, you might see me dabbing my forehead because I'm sweating in the studio.
Yeah.
But the other thing that some people commented was the free drugs given out on Halloween. And we'll tie it back into Halloween. Never once have we been lucky? I mean, unlucky enough to get that in our candy. But do you remember there was a true story
Yeah.
of a Texas man who actually killed people by giving them drugs and candy? He killed
Yeah,
kids that
yeah,
way.
yeah.
And I think all of the, you got to watch out for drugs in your kids' candy came from that. I mean, literally a week ago, Matt, I saw a news story pop up on my phone that said, check your kids' candy. People will be giving out weed gummies. And I was like, no, they
Right.
won't.
Yeah, they're too damn expensive.
Yeah. Who's going to give out that candy? You're giving somebody, what, $5 per gummy? No, that ain't happening. But I just think it's funny how decades, I mean, it's been since I was a kid that you hear about it, probably even before then. And there has been no big rush of, kids getting stoned because of their Halloween candy. Yeah, the razor blades, that was a thing too. Check your kids' candy for razor blades. How many people actually found razor blades in their kids' candy? Was it enough for it to actually be a thing, or is this just a scare tactic?
Well, I mean, I remember being a kid and you could take your candy to the local ER and they would x-ray it
Yeah, that's what
for you.
That's what Sean said here.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. Yeah, x-ray. You think about that now. I mean, they're not going to x-ray anything for free. Let me tell you,
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially a bunch of kids standing out there with bags of candy.
Yeah.
You
Will
know,
you hurry up and scan this so I can eat it? I got to eat it.
It's almost, when I think back to that, it almost sounds like urban legend, but it's not. It really happened.
It actually happened, yeah. But in 100 years from now, if these stories are told, then it will be, these crazy humans in the late 20th century worried about razor blades in their kids' candy.
Yeah.
Tay said something about, remember pixie sticks? Was I the only kid stupid enough to snort a pixie stick?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I remember doing it.
You watched way too much Miami Vice as a kid.
Yeah, apparently. But I did that, and then I was like, this was stupid. Now my boogers taste like sugar, and it got this weird thing when I go. It's weird, but yeah.
You're probably not the only one that's done it. I'm sure.
I
know that I have not.
not.
But we did. The kids didn't get a ton of candy. Not, of course, like I said, they're friggin' old to, but when they did get back and they were the girls were digging through their bags, they all immediately, I looked up and all three of them, all the way up to 24 down to 13, are eating Fun Dip. And we all the adults get to talking about, man, Fun Dip was the coolest candy ever.
Yep.
And you got the little pack of 3 different flavors and 2 sticks. And I used to love eating the sticks because they were sweet.
Literal booger sugar.
Literal booger sugar. Yeah.
Yep.
And so we got to laughing about, man, Fun Dip's still around, and that's just a bag of pixie stick with a dipper in it.
Yep. And I
Smarties. Oh my God.
Somebody on here said, crazy. All the chocolate was contaminated. I have tried that. I tried that last year. I told everybody, look, Reese's peanut butter cups and the Reese's pumpkins have been recalled this year. So just bring them to me.
Yeah, that's right.
I will take care of it for everybody. I don't want y'all to get sick. So just bring all that to me and I'll handle it. I will take that burden. And it didn't work. People were willing to risk it.
It's have you had the debate on if you're a fan of the Reese's, which I am,
Mhm.
I'm a peanut butter
Me too.
freak. I love
Peanut
it.
butter freak. Yep.
The peanut butter ghosts, the pumpkins, the Christmas trees, they are far superior to the
Absolutely.
traditional cup.
Absolutely. 100%.
The chocolate to peanut butter ratio is where it should be
Yep.
for the cups.
I
When they
100%
make-
agree.
I don't know about I think they have Santas and snowmen too. I know the trees, I know the pumpkins, and I know
The eggs.
The eggs, yeah, the Easter eggs,
Yep.
absolutely.
Yep.
In fact, they may be the best. They may be
I
the
think so,
perfect because
yep.
they're the right size.
And shape.
They should just switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why we still have the cups. If you've got the ones from the different, like you said, Easter, Halloween, Christmas. Let's just get rid of the original ones and let's just sell these things all the time.
Hey, Barb, I do remember. No, it wasn't Barb. It was Jeremy. Oh, Barb says the holiday Reese's are the best. Yes, they absolutely are. But Jeremy says, remember the big Jolly Rancher sticks. Do you remember those, Adam?
No.
It was about the size of a candy bar as far as the length.
Mm.
It looked like a little 6-inch ruler. It was about that thickness.
Hmm.
The same flavors. Okay, they were huge at the ballpark. Okay, the concession stand sold them because you could get them for like a quarter, and it would be wrapped in plastic, just like the little bite-sized ones now. But it's about the size of a 6-inch ruler, that thick and that wide. And you'd unwrap it, and then you just sit there and just
Don't make that motion.
suck on. I knew it.
I
So
saw
you just sit
stop.
there and lick it, suck on it,
Yep.
and you basically created like a candy knife,
Oh yeah.
much like
Yep.
the Astro Pop, where you created your candy shiv that you could
Hmm.
lick down to a point and kill someone with.
I have never been a Jolly Rancher fan because I'm worried. I always worry it'll pull my teeth out. But yes, Marissa, the Nerd Ropes, man, I got on a kick of those for a while. Nerd Ropes are the shit.
Well, and they make the gummy ones, which is
Yeah,
essentially
those
just
are
the
good.
rope cut up in pieces.
Yeah, love
Oh
those.
Lord, I got hooked on those.
Nerds gummy clusters.
Yeah.
Michael will get some of those sometimes, and then he'll come back and go, "Where'd all my gummy nerd?" I don't know, man. You must have ate them all. I don't know. As I'm sitting there with nerds falling out of my mouth and everything, I don't know what you're talking about.
I love the nerd rope and the clusters because I love the different texture. The gummy with the crunchy together, it's
Mhm.
perfect.
Yep,
It's
I know.
just perfect.
I know.
Yeah.
Have you had the Lifesaver gummies?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
like those too. I'm just a fan of gummies.
Oh yeah.
And,
Amanda's a big gummy candy person too.
Ashley hates gummies, but
Really?
yeah. So, which is fine because that means I get more and Michael gets more, but she's not a big fan of them. But yep,
Do you like Swedish fish?
I do.
I do
I
too.
do. I like them. I like the old, like circus peanuts and stuff that everybody hates. I
my
like
God.
circus peanuts. I like candy corn.
Candy corn I like.
I
Yeah.
like that stuff. I blame the
Circus peanuts though. Do you know what flavor circus peanuts are?
Yep, banana.
That's exactly right. Banana.
And no, they're not. They say they are, but they don't taste like banana. They taste like a circus peanut. I don't, that's
It's
not a
old
banana
flavor.
Yeah,
Look, if you need diarrhea, go get some circus peanuts
that's
because it'll
just
do it.
you, man.
I'm
That's
telling you,
just you.
man, it's awful.
But, well, Matt, we've been going for an hour and a half.
It's gone so fast.
I know.
Yeah.
So I think we start wrapping her up here, Matt.
Yep.
Marshmallow pumpkins.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I like those too. The ones that come with the candy corn, the bigger pumpkin thing.
Yeah.
I like those too. That's
I was thinking of like chocolate with marshmallow in it, but no, those mallow pumpkins. Yeah.
yep.
Oh,
And-
those are so good.
I forgot all about those, and I forget they're marshmallow. But yeah, those are
Yeah, the harvest mix.
yes.
That's
The
where you
harvest
get
mix.
those. You can buy just a bag of the pumpkins
I
now.
know. I did that last year. Um, so Ashley, please let's put that on our grocery store list to
That's-
get some of those marshmallow pumpkins. We need those. But thank you guys so much for
Yeah.
joining us tonight on the live stream. We always say this, but we want to try to do this more.
Yeah.
And thankfully, StreamYard has had a lot of updates in this
Mhm.
last year. So it has made it easier for us. So I think we might be able to do this more often if you guys want us to do it more often.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a blast. We had a fun time tonight. We do want to get in here more frequently so we can interact with you guys, because again, you guys are the reason we still do it, and we love talking to y'all. So we'll see you soon in this format again. But thank you so much for joining us tonight and for continuing to listen and support Graveyard Tales. We sincerely appreciate it. Hope y'all have well, if you're on the East Coast, it's just about over. But have a fun and safe Halloween.
Yep.
And,
if
we'll
you're
see
in
y'all soon.
England or Australia or something, have a happy next day.
Yeah, well,
y'all are starting off.
you're
But
listening to us in the future.
right. But be sure to share this video after, because it'll still be up for you to watch on YouTube and Facebook. So just go ahead, share it, and that way we get more people in the stream next time. So thank you guys. Have a good night. Happy Halloween.